Okay, quick little video here on this little bender tool that I made. So here's the bottom section of it, or what I call the bottom section of it. This is just in Fusion 360. So that's that. Top section, even more simple. Okay, so put together is this. I've just got 1/2 inch bolts through it. The one bolt there I've got ground off so that I can get this little bit tighter bends in it. Okay, I will take you out into the shop, and I need the vise in order to hold this. Honestly, I think, like, hindsight, I should have made the bottom where I could screw a bolt in it for a handle as well, so I didn't need to use the vise. Yeah, I guess that's Rev 2 or Rev B. Okay, going out to the garage. All right, so that's one that I already did. I need to work on, I think I'm gonna try and come up with an idea on something that'll clamp a little bit better. As you can probably see, the radius kind of gets a little bit funky after it goes past 90, which is, if you've ever used this type of a bender at all before, it's kind of known problem for these. You've got to clamp it, not just have it be a slip fit, because it just slips it. Anyway, it's not bad, but it could be better. So I'll show you here. This is just 3/16 rod. I was going to try some 5/16, but it actually won't fit. I need to make my spacing a little bit bigger there, or have this come back a little bit farther. Probably just do a little bit of grinding on this and do it. But I wanted to try it just to see if it'll break the thing. I want to see how strong this is. But you can see 5/16 or 3/16 rod, it bends it just fine. Like I said, it gets a little funny on the radius, and this will actually do, if you go all the way, it actually does very close to a 180. And see, that one maybe even is a little bit worse for the radius being funny there. Anyway, so there's that. Let's see, here's a piece of 080 aluminum, and there's a 90 that I did. So it does the same thing with this. It starts to slip it just a little bit after it goes past 90. I'm just sitting here thinking about this. I wonder if you could just put a nut over it and trap it with a nut. I'm gonna try that. I'll be right back. All right, I just stacked up a bunch of washers there and tighten the nut down a little bit, not a lot. It shouldn't take a lot. Oh yeah, that did it. Cool. So you could do that with small sheet metal pieces too, if you vary the length of your bolts here. I got some ideas on making this stronger for doing thicker, stronger stuff or whatever. You could kind of link it where you do a top and a bottom, and it would make it a bit stronger, but actually, for what it's doing, is pretty good. There, look at that. Perfect. 1/4 inch radius. Yeah, so these are just 1/2 inch bolts that I put in here. This is PLA Plus. I modeled it with threads in it. Modeled 1/2 inch holes. My printer has a tendency to do holes, or the printer, somewhere in there, The holes are just a little bit tight, which I liked, and I actually opened them up just a little bit with a drill bit so that I could get the bolts in, but I had to actually hammer in the bolts. They're really tight, but that's good. You want it as tight as possible. Any kind of slop is going to allow it to rock, and it's going to make things get wonky, and it'll make it weak. So anyway, I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. Also, this is I've got 20 layers top and bottom, and then 60% infill with lines. That's it, just simple. I didn't want to make it solid because I was actually low on filament, and I wasn't sure I had enough filament to even complete this print. It's the only reason I even went to 60% versus 100%, which I usually do for my bender stuff. But yeah, that's it. It works good. Actually, I don't know. I think it worked better than I was expecting. I figured that it would do some crack crunches or something, and I don't know, pretty good. I think I'm going to, let's do this really quick. Oh, that's not happy. All right. It's just sliding on here. The piece isn't perfectly straight. Oh yeah, remarkably better. Good deal. Yeah, that's pretty good radius. It's not perfect, but it's about as perfect as you would get with a regular press brake deal too, as they have a tendency to slide back away from the punch unless you bottom them out. Cool.